To bring everyone up to speed, I bought a 1982 Honda Goldwing GL 1100 for $600. It doesn't run. The story from the previous owner is that it did run great until a buddy changed the timing belt on it. It hasn't run since. At current, it doesn't turn over. The engine doesn't turn over. I've tried using the crank pulley at the front of the engine to turn the crank. Nothing. I've tried putting the motorcycle in gear and rolling it to get the engine to move. Nothing. Now, if you watched any of the previous videos, you might know that the valve cover on the right side of the engine was loose when I got the bike. So that indicates that somebody was in there looking at the valves already. And also, for some reason, I have a brand new set of timing belts, which is weird because the owner said that the timing belts had been changed. I also got with the bike an entire engine gasket set, as well as... Oh. They don't want to say anything about the motorcycle here? No. About your favorite part of the motorcycle?
No.
I also got with the bike an entire engine gasket set, a set of used pistons, rods, crank main bearings, and what looked like piston rings. So there's a mystery here. And as with all automotive purchases in the as is category, there's more to this story about this motorcycle than we know. So in this video, I begin my search for answers. All right, we're gonna see what we got here behind this valve cover. This is the mystery bit. See what is shaking here. Some wisdom walked in and told me, recommended that I should take off these rockers here first before I get too far into removing the engine. See if removing the tension on these springs will allow the pistons to move around. Because if I've got a valve jammed against a piston, that could be preventing the engine from moving. So we will see if taking the rocker arms off will allow the springs to pull the valves shut. And that will create clearance between the piston and the valve if there is any problems right now with those colliding. Let's do that and see where we're at. Alright, so now that side's loose, and I don't think I messed anything up too bad there. So, move on to the other side here. Alright, we're moving on to the other side now, and take this cover off. This one hasn't been into yet, so we'll see how this goes. Got 10mm bolts on these valve covers.
Why, you find any more out?
Not yet. I got the one side loose over there, and then we'll work on this side.
Back off pretty good?
Yeah. They're well, I think so. What do you think there?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. Well, the only thing you do is pull spark plugs.
And do the compression on there?
No.
How do you do a compression if it doesn't turn over?
Leak down test, I mean.
Oh, you gotta fill it with air somehow?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Just put it in the hole, fitting he's got in the spark plug hole. But I'm going, if you pull spark plugs, maybe he had a water leak in there and it's hydraulically locked.
Right.
You can't compress water, and once I mean, I've had that with a race car before where we pump it full of gas and comes up and brr, that's it.
Yeah.
You can skid the wheels anything you want, it ain't gonna turn over.
Right.
Huh.
You take the spark plug out,
Yeah. All the liquid will come out.
If that's what the deal is.
Yeah. Pump air in there? Or?
yep, then you got a gauge and
Put a gauge on
you
it.
put the regulator on, you watch the gauge and you time it, see how long it takes the pressure to bleed off.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
Well, we'll let you go. It looks like you're having so much fun here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There we go. Oh, can I get it out? Can I get it out? I can't get it out. So we got a nut down here in the bottom. Nut down. Right there, we got a nut. And that goes up and connects to this guy here, which then comes out to this guy. Let's put this nut back on here so I don't lose it. Then we get to the good part, we'll get on this guy. Loosen that up and hopefully that will loosen up our engine seizure problem. Bolts on this side of the head that appear to be holding the little, that might be holding the little valve rockers in place. So luckily this is in such a position that I can get to it. So we'll see if that helps get these rocker arms off of there. Not that dude, that dude. So now, it should be a lot much looser. Alright. No, it's not hitting the valves at all. Let's put a wrench on this engine and see if I can make anything happen now. Cross your fingers. It does not move. Alright. Alright, so second step is to remove spark plugs and see if there's some sort of pressure built up in there. It's hydrostatically locked, as he said. So let's see if he's right. Boom, boom, boom. God, that's like not even. What the heck? Those things aren't even on there at all. They're just barely in there. Well, no crazy pressure release on that one. Spark plugs aren't wet. Let's try the other side, see if we get an explosion. Nope. Nope. They're not on there very tight. What is going on with this thing? Alright, so these spark plugs are a weird size, so I don't have the proper adapters basically for a compression test on these spark plugs. So we're not doing a compression test today on it. We might do that another time, but in the meantime, I'm going to put a whole bunch of penetrating oil down in there. And I'll just, I'll do this on all 4 cylinders and I'll just let it sit overnight and see where we're at tomorrow. Well, we still haven't solved the mystery of why the engine doesn't turn over. It still doesn't turn over. But don't worry, I have some more ideas to try next time. But thus far, we have tried loosening the valve rocker arms, to allow the springs, the valve springs, to fully seat the valves and pull them away from the pistons to provide clearance between the valve and the pistons in case there was some sort of conflict there. We also removed the spark plugs to see if there was any fluid buildup in the cylinders, creating some sort of hydrostatic lock. And when I went to do that, we found that the spark plugs were already pretty loose, indicating that someone probably looked at those as well. And to finish up the day, we put some penetrating oil into each cylinder via the spark plug holes, with the hopes that this penetrating oil, if there's some sort of corrosion in the cylinders that's holding a piston to the cylinder wall, preventing the engine from rotating, that this penetrating oil will help loosen that up and will get us to the point where that engine will rotate once again. This is a hopeful endeavor. Cross your fingers and let's hope that we can figure this one out.
F